Are you sure you know where you're going with this? I might not be too sure, but I can't back down now! Mr. Wright, I hope that I'm wrong, but this isn't one of your bluffs. By any chance? Of course not! Of course not! This judge kinda knows me far too well. And do you have a theory on where the actual scene of the crime was? Yes, of course! Think, Phoenix. Think! Think of a place other than the Orca pool room where one could fall to one's death. Then, by all means, please share your theory with the court! Where was the real scene of the murder? Well, obviously it was here, because look at how high that show pool is. It's just as high, 65 feet. I'm clicking. Fine, I'll present. The show stage pool might have been drained of water at some point as well. And if so, it would be just as possible to fall to one's death there as the Orca pool. Right, Dono? What you're doing is a disgrace to your profession. I sincerely hope you have some basis for what you're suggesting. Of course I do! I will as soon as I think of something. The victim's body was found in the Orca pool. How do you explain that? Objection. How about if, this is an if, after the victim was killed in the show stage pool, his body was moved to the Orca pool? How about if? What kind of presentation of your argument is that? You had better have some reasonable explanation of how the body was moved. There's no turning back now. I have to think of a way the body could have been moved. Was there something at the scene of the crime that could have be used to move the body? No way. No freaking way. The hoist runs between the Orca pool room and the show stage. The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move things like Orla or the Skull Rock. The stretcher could have also been used to move the dead body! Yes, if the stretcher can't move the Orca or the Skull Rock. It seems likely it could also move a dead body as well. Wow! Somehow that worked! I just might be able to pull this off! Serious face, Phoenix. If the show pool was the scene of the crime, somebody else could have done it.
Objection!
You desperately spew conjecture, and now even make up a scene of a crime scene? He's mad. Ah! Eek! Not again! He's gonna always do that. You don't have the soul of a warrior. You don't deserve to be on the battlefield. And even your fabrication is half-baked. It's a disgrace! What do you mean half-baked? The hoist can be operated from the Orca pool room only. Yeah. Wait a second. And the only person who entered the Orca pool room was the defendant. Wait. Wait. Let's see. Isn't there a... No? Really? Where's that freaking thing that says what ID card is what? Because couldn't the victim's card be used, but maybe not. I don't know. And the only person who entered the Orca pool room was the defendant. So even if the body was moved, the only one who could have moved it was the defendant herself. Order. So it has come back to the defendant, no matter which pool it was? Meaning, I can't clear Sasha either way? Sasha said she moved Orla in the Skull Rock. And I believe her. So could it be possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it? Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to Prosecutor Blackwell's claim? Do I have an objection to the claim that the defendant moved the body? You bet I have one! I kinda just want to say that. So I think I will. You bet I have one! The defense has an objection! Alright, fine. Let's hear this objection then. Well, my objection is that that's objectionable. Yes, that's it! I object that that's objectionable! What? Edgeworth can do it, so can I! I can't admit I haven't thought of one, though, besides that. Mr. Wright, you just felt like saying you had an objection, didn't you? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did. Yes. Well, I just feel like giving you a penalty! Yeah, that's not gonna happen because we already knew that, like, Phoenix already pretty much pointed it out. No, I don't have any objections. She did it without even thinking about it. I have no objections. Miss Buckler must have been the one who moved the body. What? Mr. Wright, are you admitting the defendant committed the murder? No. I'm simply conceding that she was the only one who could have moved the body. However, I contend Miss Buckler was not aware that that is what she was doing. The culprit made her move it, unbeknownst to her. The defendant moved a dead body without recognizing that it was a dead body? How could that be possible? The body was found in the Orca pool. It must have been moved there somehow. I might find some kind of hint in the things she moved with the stretcher. The culprit made Miss Buckler move the body along with this piece of evidence. My badge? No. Oh, right. Yeah, that's exactly how. With the Skull Rock. Take that! The Skull Rock? Miss Buckler told me yesterday that she moved the Skull Rock when she was cleaning. The only two things Miss Buckler moved to the Orca pool are Orla and the Skull Rock. I would like to suggest that the victim's body may have been inside the Skull Rock. What? Hidden inside the rock, the body could have been moved to the Orca pool with the hoist. at the show stage, Marlon Rhymes loaded up the skull rock with the body inside, and then he used the walkie-talkie to let Miss Buckler know the rock was loaded. Miss Buckler operated the hoist from the Orca pool room and moved the stretcher. And I have a phone call, so I will be right back. Alright, where was I? Because I had to let dogs out. This is why I don't record before midnight, but by the time it's midnight, it's like, oh crap, I only have time to record 1 or 2 things. So that's why I started at, like, what time was it? Before 10. So yeah, let's get on with it. And plus I had a slice of banana bread. That was good. But anyways, where was I? She moved the rock without knowing the body was inside. Do you really think there's enough space inside the skull rock to place a body? The swashbuckler's flyer indicates it could be possible. Please focus on the question at the bottom left. Who will obtain gold coins hidden in the skull rock? Oh, it says who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the skull rock. In that case, I suppose the rock is most likely hollow. What's more, if the body was inside the skull rock, it explains the remaining unanswered questions. Such as... Please take a look at the security footage of the scene Miss DePlume witnessed. That is one of the big ones right there. Where did the body that Miss DePlume saw come from? Please recall, what was Orla doing to the skull rock at this time? She was headbutting it. Oh! That's right! Orla's ramming released the body from the skull rock. The body had been placed inside the skull rock and moved there from the show stage. I assert that the real murder scene was, in fact, the show stage pool.
Silence.
What rubbish is this now? You don't have a single scrap of evidence. Objection! It's easy enough to verify what I say. Take a look inside the skull rock for yourself. You should find some kind of proof that the body was there. Blood, fibers, hair. Gah! Right, don't know. That's proof enough for me. That's what I would have said too. Mr. Wright, that was incredible. You turned things completely around, just like that. Like you went to take the dogs out, and then BAM! And to think, it all started with that half-baked bluff too. Whew, that was a close one. Did you really have to add that last bit, though? If the murder took place at the show stage, then who is the perpetrator? It is naturally the person who was at the show stage. Mr. Rhymes, weren't you the one who loaded the skull rock onto the stretcher at the show stage? Wow, Mr. Wright, that was some pretty smart brain work you did there. To be honest, I never thought you could figure it out. I tried to protect myself, but I guess it came back to bite me. Are you confessing you gave false testimony before, Mr. Rhymes? That's perjury! Yeah, what Mr. Rhymes says is true. The body was inside the skull rock, and it's true the captain was killed in the show pool too. What? He's admitting it that easily? This time, I'm gonna tell you the whole truth about what happened that day. That's what we've been asking for the entire time. Instead, you give a freaking crappy testimony that we proved yesterday. the whole truth. The truth? The whole truth? Is the next one going to be called Nothing But the Truth? In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Man, I can never get that. Like, the show pool room, the orca pool room. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectators' screams clearly. Wait, what? All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. Wait, what? So now we're back to the orca again, I see? You were going to give the testimony like... If you were going to give a testimony like that, why did I bother putting you on the stand? All I'm doing is telling the truth. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the swashbuckler spectacular. So I suggested she hide the body in the skull rock and move it to the orca pool. I was gonna figure out what to do with the body after the show was over. The orca is the one that killed the captain. It wasn't me, and it wasn't Sasha. So it was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the skull rock? But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion. But why? Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this one to me? Athena! Do you mean you heard something? Yep, noise! Discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart! So that means somewhere in his testimony, there's an inconsistency in his emotions. Alright, Athena, give him a good counseling session. You got it, boss! Huh? What's this? What's what? What are you getting, Athena? This testimony is pretty complex. Oh, really? Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are all being called up. Those two emotions appear to be running out of control. Out of control emotions? Is that going to be a problem? We'll have to probe their cause if we want to get his true emotions and testimony. There might even be odd or unnatural spots in his testimony he isn't even aware of. Alright, let's probe the cause of his out-of-control emotions then. I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. Okay, same stuff. When you probe something off in a statement, probe. Next point, at the cause of Mr. Rhymes' out-of-control emotions. Finally tap, probe to complete the process. When the emotions are out of control, memories can be recalled incorrectly. If you still haven't found anything after all the statements and images, I'll help. Great! Alright. I'll get started comparing the statements with the images. Alright. Let's get this started. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectators' screams. Clearly. That part I don't get. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. That's it, yeah! That doesn't appear to be the cause of his out-of-control emotions. What could be the cause of his out-of-control sadness and anger? It'd be hard to find them both at the same time. Let's concentrate on probing just one. He did make one odd statement I was wondering about. I highly doubt there were any spectators at the scene of the crime. That's what I was thinking. Hey, good point. That just doesn't fit. It might be the cause of his out-of-control emotions. Point to the Seriously? Do you have to baby-step me? Shut up! Probe that. Baby steps, baby steps. Quit giving me baby steps. I doubt there were any spectators there at the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told us the true crime scene right away. What? Oh, right. Of course. I just made a mistake. Well, it's at 60. Okay, that made the sadness subside. So maybe the spectator's part was what was making him sad? I wonder why he would make that mistake saying spectators were there. How strange. The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another. Like, he was in a similar situation before, and it was deeply imprinted on his heart. A situation where Orca killed somebody and there were spectators there? Hey! I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories is... Could this be the reason Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories? No, I don't think that piece of evidence would make him mix up his memories. Oh, shut up. No! Ouch! She dismissed that pretty fast! Let's look for something that shows he's suffered intense emotional pain in the past. Okay, I know. I think I know what it is. It's this book. That's why we've kept this book for so long. Take that! Take that! Mr. Rhymes. I think I know what happened. Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped and said the owner was killed in front of spectators. What? How did you? You're right. I did see the Orca kill somebody a year ago. But what about it? I was just one of the spectators. Really? Just another spectator? There must be a reason why you feel great sadness about that incident last year. Silence. Stop this nonsensical scrutiny of feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point. Eep! Boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here? There is one piece that comes to mind that explains his sadness. And this is the evidence that I presented too soon. Well, I'm waiting! Let's see this evidence that has to do with Marlon Rhymes' sadness. Take that! Azura Summers died an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm. Hey! What are you doing coming with that charm? It was found in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by her reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you. I guess I need to push him a little harder to make him admit it. When Mr. Rhymes said the word charm, he was very rattled. We'd better examine this charm a little more. Good idea. Let's look inside it. Huh? What's this? A photograph? Wow, we didn't examine this sooner? Hey, this is... Azura Summers and Marlon Rhymes! Mr. Rhymes, you and Azura Summers were a couple, weren't you? Ugh. So what if we were a couple? Doesn't have anything to do with the captain's case. You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotion of yours connected to the current case?
Silence.
The only thing you revealed was the witness's relationship with the victim a year ago. What does the witness's past have to do with the case at hand? It has everything to do with the case because, notice how the orca was about to die because it was put on trial because people thought that the orca killed another person, but didn't, and he's pretty much trying to kill the orca because the orca killed his girlfriend. Isn't that simple enough for you, Blackwell? Damn it, Phoenix! Quit saying I don't know yet when I know. But we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Now let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at. Oh, come on! Okay, so we only got one choice. Obviously, he's mad at the captain. Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you? Angry? At an orca? Why would I be? If you think I have some reason to be mad, then show me some proof. Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? No? Well, I don't see any penalties, so I'll just say it. Maybe you don't have a reason to be angry at Orla now that I think about it. Yeah. That's right! I like orcas! But I hear discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart. Does he really like Orla? I'd better take a look at the evidence again and see if anything is connected to Mr. Rhymes. Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? No? Let's see. Well, yeah, I got your proof. I just can't find it yet. I bet that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. Oh! We're just gonna show time after time again the same exact evidence? Okay. This charm indicates that... Oh, you're not gonna actually let me show it. Okay. This charm indicates that you were Summers' boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend, and so you've been angry at Orla. Yeah. Alright, I'll admit it. I've never forgiven that orca. Azura's dead, and that orca is still swimming around, happy as a clam. I became an animal keeper just so I could prove that orca is a killer. You're right. I want that orca to pay. There. Do you feel good dragging up a person's past? But it still doesn't change anything. Ah! He's right? I disagree. It does change things. His out-of-control emotion quieted down. Wouldn't that give him an alibi? Or not an alibi, a reason of suspicion? Like, he has a motive. A motive, that's the word. Wouldn't that give him a motive to try to kill Orla, and then maybe he accidentally killed the captain? Like, I don't know. It'd be a reason to make Orla be killed, which was what happened in the first place, but instead, something happened with the captain. I haven't figured that out yet, though. Now, we should be able to find out the truth behind that emotion